So Israel struck Iran yesterday, but the attacks were very understated, in my opinion, because they struck some specific locations in Tehran and in Mashhad and a few other places. However, it was very understated. And I just wonder whether it was American pressure that led to Israel's having such an understated attack on the Islamic Republic. Because as you can remember, there was some really highly classified information leaked about 2 or 3 weeks ago by an Iranian by the name of Aryan Tabatabai, which worked at a very high level in the intelligence of the United States. So now there are accusations that she could be a spy, and she released these papers on purpose to stop Israel from striking the Islamic Republic. However, I just think that the Biden administration has tried to appease the Islamic Republic, and he's almost tied Netanyahu's hands behind his back to the point he can't respond in the way that he wants. So,
yeah, I think that's a good point. Are they proven allegations, the spy?
Well, they've been leaked on Telegram. It's a whole investigation going on. It's not just her. It's also this guy called Maya Beta.
OK. So they are allegations at this stage?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they are allegations.
I don't want to get sued by some,
Yeah, no. But at the end of the day, I just feel like it was very ironic that they released these papers as Israel was about to strike them. So,
but I do think you're onto something there, because apparently Israel are saying they're not willing to get back into negotiations with Hamas at this moment, in obviously relating to Gaza, because they want to see whether or not Trump is going to win the White House. And if Trump wins the White House, well, I think Hamas are cooked. Frankly. So that's an interesting point on the how much the American presidency impacts what happens next.
I do think, I mean, when I woke up to that story this morning and saw it evolving, my initial thought was that Israel have actually worked within the parameters that they have been given by the US, because they didn't go near any petrochemical sites, they didn't go near the nuclear sites, they didn't escalate this into World War III. And Iran don't want World War III. They're not in a position where they can take that on. So it's almost like they've allowed Israel to save face and strike, but at the same time...
However,
I think this is the missed opportunity, though, because this gave them a plausible reason to actually attack those nuclear sites and set back that nuclear program in a way that they may not have in the future. I wonder whether they'll actually rue this missed opportunity.
Well, no, but how could they? Because President Biden would have got his knickers in a twist.
However, I do think...
No, I shouldn't say that.
I do think that Netanyahu is waiting for Trump to get elected so he can strike the nuclear facilities.
What happens if he doesn't get elected?
Well, that's the problem, so you never know.
Kamala, what does she think about Israel?
I mean, she's the one that said, don't go to Rafah, and then just where Yahya Sinwar was. So, you know,
the head of Hamas.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. I mean, JJ, where are you at on all of this? Do you think actually it's just going to get 10 times worse?
Well, a couple of years ago, Biden was investing US dollars into Iran and neighbouring areas, trying to get them to produce more oil so he can lower the price of petrol. I think they follow the dollar, and that is all he's really, truly concerned with. You've got Keir Starmer coming out today or yesterday saying Iran should not retaliate. And then people are going to counter that with, but when Israel were attacked, you said Israel has the right to defend themselves. I don't think this war is going to end because we sit down and have proper diplomacy. I think it's going to end with perhaps Trump coming in and saying what's best for America, and that's what's going to decide the final fate.
Well, I mean, you could argue that actually, is there an argument that it wouldn't be better for America for there to be a long, protracted war, as far as, you know, economic stability is concerned?
Well, they still make a lot of money during wartime, as we know, with the Americans, And once all of that region needs to be rebuilt, it's the American contractors are going to go in there and make flood loads of money.
Eunice, where do you see the Saudis and other allies, well, recent allies of Israel, you know, that's
Abraham
probably
Accords,
a generous way of putting it. But do you see a loosening of those ties that were signed under the Trump administration, or do you think that's there to stay now? Do you think this changes anything, this war?
No, I just think this whole Gaza-Hamas war with Israel was a brilliant strategic move by the Islamic Republic, because the Abraham Accords were going to normalize relations between the Saudi countries and Israel, which would have isolated Iran. So what do? They go and fund Hamas to be able to carry out the attacks on the 7th of October. And I truly believe this because, look, now Israel is almost done with Hamas and they're almost done with Hezbollah. But then if they don't manage to take out the Islamic Republic will regroup, and in 2 or 3 years' time, they'll be back stronger. So I think this was a missed opportunity. And as you said, like, you know, Biden used to work under President Carter, which caused the revolution in Iran. So, you know, you never know. They might have an incentive for them to keep the Islamic Republic in power.
Grumpy Grandad agrees with Will that Israel's missed a trick. They should have taken out Iran's nuclear program. And I'll be getting in trouble for reading out Grumpy Grandad because there's accusations of favouritism going on in this chat.